Do you want to know the 4 signs that a narcissist is bluffing in a negotiation? I'm going to give them to you in this video, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am a narcissist negotiation expert. I am a lawyer. And in this video and on this channel, I give you tips and tricks and resources on how to powerfully negotiate with narcissists. I am pretty much, I think, the only lawyer on the planet that is actually teaching you real tips and tricks and resources on how to actually shift the dynamic with narcissists. So if that is something that you want to do, and become more persuasive in any room. And hey, let's face it, if you can become more powerful with the most toxic personality on the planet, you can become more powerful with anyone. Then feel free to go ahead and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. All right, so let's talk about you're in the room, you're actually negotiating, you've done your research, you've done what you were supposed to do. And by the way, if you don't know where to start and you're like trying to figure out where to even start, you are certainly welcome to grab my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet at winmynegotiation.com. It's a really great place to start. A lot of people have actually just won their entire negotiations just on that. But now you're like, okay, I'm in the room. And how can I tell if they're actually bluffing? Or maybe it's not even in the room. You're just in the process of negotiating with them. You're having discussions. They've talked a game, but you're not sure, are they serious? And you want to know if they're serious, but you can't really tell. I mean, one of the things that you need to know is that most of the time, they probably are bluffing. And the reason why is that they don't really want to settle, even if they say they do. And even if they say they want to save money on attorney's fees, and even if they say they want to come to a resolution, and even if they accuse you of being the one who's dragging out the process, because most of the time they're always accusing you of the things that they're actually doing. You know how that goes. But they say all of these things. They actually enjoy making you squirm. They enjoy the process of intimidating you and controlling the process and seeing everybody like be their minions. So they're not actually trying to get to a resolution of the case or the negotiation or whatever the issue is a lot of the time. A lot of time, I think it may even be subconscious. I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes I think it is conscious. Sometimes I think it's subconscious. But anyway, they do enjoy yanking you around and seeing you squirm. All right, so let's talk about the 4 ways that you can tell that they're actually bluffing. So number 4, we're going to work backwards to the best one. Okay, so number 4 is lots of puffery, lots of bravado, lots of grandiose pronouncements, bragging about how great their offer is. This is the best offer ever. You'll never get a better offer better than this. This is the deal for you. You really need to take this. They love to brag. This is especially the grandiose narcissists, by the way. The coverts don't tend to do this as much, but the grandiose ones for sure love to do this. And especially to other people. I've offered them this great deal. I can't believe they haven't taken it. I've given them everything in this deal, the world. I'm taking nothing for myself. They'll talk in these absolutes. You're getting everything. I'm getting nothing. Everyone else thinks that you should take this deal. No one else thinks that this is a horrible deal. You know, they love to talk in those absolutes. If you want to know more about how narcissists talk and the types of phrases that they use, you can definitely check out my video on narcissist favorite phrases for sure. But anyway, that's definitely one of the little cues that you might see that might give away that they're probably bluffing. That's number 4. Number three is actually vague phrases. So they'll throw around sort of vague phrases, illusory offers. You know, you'll get lots of this. We'll make sure you're taken care of. We'll be sure that it's something that you'll be happy with, not details. For sure, at the end of the day, it will be a good deal for you, something like that, but it'll be something that's kind of hard to pin down. I mean, and it might even be something like, yeah, it'll happen by the end of the year, or it'll definitely happen, you know, within a few months. And then a few months goes by and you say, hey, how come, you know, it hasn't happened within a few months? And then they say, no, I said that within a few months we would do something else. And they kind of change what they said. You know, they're really famous for that sort of thing. And you know, it's always vague and sort of shifting. It's kind of hard to pin down. So that's number 3, vague phrases. Number 2 is they throw around offers that are a little bit more specific, but they do it at a time when you definitely can't memorialize it. So they'll say, oh, I agree that you can have X, Y, and Z, but they'll do it at a time when you're standing in a parking lot, or they'll do it at a time when you're, you know, driving away in your car, or that you're getting on an airplane or something like that, where, you know, nobody can actually memorialize it. And then by the time you get to a place where you can actually maybe write it down or something like that, they'll say, no, that's not what I said. No, you misheard me. You were taking that out of context or something like that. So they'll say it at the time just to assuage you, just to get you to go away, just to get you to not be right in their face about something. And you think, oh, good, we finally have a deal. We've gotten them to agree to something, but now by the time you get them to a place where they can actually memorialize it, they actually get the details in writing, then that deal has gone away. And if you think, by the way, that they're super scammers and you're agreeing with me on this so far, give me an agree in the comments below. So these are all definitely signs that they are bluffing. And number one is my favorite. I see this all the time, and I see a lot of attorneys make this mistake as well. Well, what I see attorneys fall prey to is they constantly move the goalposts. So what attorneys will end up doing is they'll send a settlement proposal over, thinking that, you know, the other side will agree to something, and then the other side maybe agrees to some of it, and the other side comes back, and it ends up being super costly, very time consuming. And then even if the other side agrees to parts of it, the other side comes back, they don't agree to parts of it. And then what ends up happening is that the narcissist will only hold the other side to account for the parts that they like, but they won't hold themselves to account for the parts that they don't like. And you never end up with a deal at all. It ends up being a very protracted, very expensive conversation that goes absolutely nowhere and delights no one except for the narcissist, because everybody gets jerked around in the process, and the narcissist just sits back and delights in the whole thing because I got to screw everybody around. So basically what you're doing when you hand over a settlement proposal is you're going, here's a way to jerk me around. Here you go. So you don't want to do that when you are dealing with a narcissist. Certainly not. There are other ways that you can get them to settle, that is not the way. If you follow me at all, you know that you need to create strategy. You need to have leverage first. You got to start squeezing them and motivating them and surrounding them first, and then you can eventually get them to settle. You got to play a little bit of a long game. You got to be a lot more strategic than that. You've got to learn to ethically manipulate the manipulator before you can do that. There's definitely ways you can do it. Don't think that you can't. You can. You can definitely negotiate with narcissists. There are ways, but just not the ways that you think that you can. Okay. So I talked about my Crush My Negotiation Prep worksheet. You can grab that. If you like this video, give it a like, give it a share. There are other people out there trying to negotiate with narcissists. Make sure that they get this information. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so that you get more information like this. You are also certainly invited to join me in my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. I'd love to have you in there. And thanks so much for joining me here on this channel. And remember, today is always a great day to start negotiating your best life. Wherever you are is the jumping off point. And I will see you in the next video.